Let's switch over here to the monitors. Let's switch to turn off the double camera. Today, we're going to talk about how to connect multi-part logos that are not all in one piece. So I get this question very often from people. How do I connect logos that are not a single piece? One example is the Polymaker logo. It's not one piece. It has the top and the bottom. Well, it's a very easy logo to connect. Another example, if you're doing a name, how do you put it all in one light box? This is an easy version of that. I'm going to show like 4 different logos, how to connect them together. Okay, let me switch over to my monitor. Look at that production. Oh, shoo. Boof, 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 boof. Okay, let's go. Maybe I need to hide my camera for, man, I'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so we have some examples of logos that are not connected. And obviously, you're going to have to tie these together to make a light box because you're going to want one solid piece all the way around it for the box, of course. Some of these will be very easy to do, some not so easy to do, like this one. I mean, once you watch this video, you'll be able to figure it out how to do any names, text, fonts, stuff like that. So the first one we'll start with is the E3D logo. Let me hide all these other sketches. So in order to connect all of these pieces together as one, we're going to go edit sketch, and what you're going to want to do from here is do offset. This is going to make your sketches kind of dirty at first, so don't get intimidated by all the extra lines, because we'll clean it up to where it looks fine once we get the offset lines in place. So we're going to hit O for offset, click on the line. We're going to go minus, let's go 7.5 on this one. That way I know that all of this stuff will connect very easily. Yeah, we'll do that, minus 7.5. That way we'll have a good buffer zone in between the logo and the box. So we'll go minus 7.5. You're going to want to do this consistent all the way around the logo. So minus 7.5, we're going to go offset, and we're going to do all of these minus 7.5, enter. You see how it made this extra shape on the inside? We'll delete that in a little bit. We're going to go offset. And the reason why I say minus 7.5, because on most of these, it's going to throw it on the inside. So you can either come over here and hit the little flip button, or you can just type in a negative number, 7.5, enter. We're going to go offset, minus 7.5. And then the last one, offset, minus 7.5. Okay, so that's a lot of extra lines that you don't need on your sketch. Obviously, this looks like a nightmare to try to make a light box out of. So what we're going to do is come clean up all of the offsets. This line we don't need, it's extra line, so we can just double click that, delete it. And now what we can do is hit T for trim, and we're just going to clean up where these lines intersect. All of the offset lines, where they come together, we're going to trim them. Hit T for trim. We're just going to clip those, the very first edge, the very first line that they connect, right here, right here. We're just going to go around the whole drawing, the whole logo, trim it, trim it, trim right here, trim right here. And that looks like all of them. So we're good, but we still have all these extra lines. I'm going to hit escape to get rid of the trim tool. So you see all these dimensions. You don't want to have all these in your face. because obviously it's chaos with all these extra dimensions. So what you can do, come over here to the sketch palette and you see the dimensions checkbox, turn that off, much cleaner to look at. So now we can find our extra lines that we don't need, which are this one right here. Double click it and see it follows the entire line. Delete. We know this one is an extra line. Double click it, delete. Let's see, what's the next one? This one. Double click, delete, double click, delete. Oh, my Siri is going off for some reason. Okay, so now we have a cleaned up logo. It's no longer chaos. Well, we have an extra piece right here. Delete. There we go. So now we have a good clean logo, and we have the perimeter for your light box. Good clean perimeter all the way around. So now what you can do now is hit offset, O for offset, click on that line, and we're going to come in 2.5 millimeters because that's how thick I make the walls on my light boxes. Okay, I'll go ahead and show you how to, okay, see it didn't connect right here. So one thing you can look at, I'm going to undo that just to show you. Hit offset, O, click it, 2.5. You can take a quick glance and see it's not connected over here. That's because that's where I trimmed it off right there, and sometimes Fusion doesn't count that as a intersecting line. So easy fix, we can just hit enter, and then we can go to a 3-point arc. So create arc. I have mine on shortcut key, so I don't normally go to the menus. So arc, 3-point arc. This one's an easy fix. Click, click, and then just bring it to where you're good, about right there. Looks great. And now you have your box, or the wall, all the way around your light box. If you want to fillet this, you can. Well, I'll not use my shortcuts so that you can see where. Modify, fillet, and then you can either click this line and then click this line. Oh, come on, don't do it to me, Fusion. I don't use fillets and sketches too often because of this reason. You see how long it took to process that information? And you can see it's already doing some wonky stuff. So I'm going to hit escape on this. I'm not going to use a fillet. I'm going to use another 3-point arc. If you don't want your box to be sharp like this, we're going to go create arc, 3-point arc. And then I'm going to just pick a good spot to make a rounded edge. And then I'm going to hit T for trim, and then I'm just going to cut off that point. You see now it's a smooth round corner. And I'm going to do the same for right here. I'm going to come up here to create arc, 3-point arc. I'm going to pick a good spot for it. Whenever you do the 3-point arc, you don't want it super obtuse. You want to have it at what you would think is like a 90-degree angle from this. That way you can get a good rounded curve like this. Because if you do it from way up here, your curve is going to look super weird. See how it's not jiving. It's not following along with your line smoothly. So we're going to put a 3-point arc and make it go straight across. And then we're going to trim off this corner, T for trim. And you see how much better this looks now. Nice, smooth all the way around. Okay, so that's one way. Finish sketch. And now we have now you can do your light box just following along with the other videos. And you're good to go. Like you need nothing else other than following along with that light box video, and you can make it all the way from here. So now you have everything connected. So if we go -38, see you have your box already. So that the E3D one is good to go. So I will undo that extrude. Next on the list. Okay, so E3D, done. I'll show you how to do that one. That's a simple one. Next one we'll do, let's see, Polymaker logo. This one, another easy one. We can just edit the sketch. This one, we're just going to do a circle. This logo is a circle, so this is going to be easy fix. You can just hit C for circle, and that'll give you a center point circle. Just guess where the middle is, and then bring it out to where you want it. And that's another way. Now you can just click this little dot, move it around, center it. That's a quick, easy way. If you want to have it a perfect, precise to measurement, you can do just like we did on the last one. You can just click O for offset. If you want this 2.5, so we'll go minus 2.5, enter. Then we'll do the other side. Click it, minus 2.5, enter. And now what we can do is do a 3-point arc and connect these. 3-point arc, get it nice and pretty. 3-point arc before it starts turning in. You want to have a good smooth transition. So we'll say about right there. Now what we can do is come back and delete that line just like we trimmed off the edges of the previous one. We're going to delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Now we can double click the inside lines from the offset. And now you have a perfect precise 2.5 millimeters. So if you want it perfect precise, you can do it like this. Or if you just want something that you can wing it, like I said, just hit C for circle, drag it to where you want it. And if you want to resize this, circles are very easy to resize. You can just click and drag the outside of the circle. And since it's a center circle, it's going to resize it from that center. Okay, so that's how you can do the Polymaker one. And then that's the outer of the Polymaker logo, or if you want to go another, you can hit O, minus 2.5, and then there you go. Now you have a wall, and then you can have the inside color as well. That also helps with the flow of the print head. Yes. Yes, if you put rounded corners like on the last one from the sharp corners, it is going to help with your flow and everything as well. And then also you're not going to have tiny little, I'll turn that other one back on real quick. Tiny little corners. This logo doesn't really have too many tight little corners. We'll just say this one is real tight corner. If you round it off like this, you're not going to get pinholes in your light boxes nearly as much as if you have a tight. This one, you're not going to have a pinhole in this logo. But if you had a real sharp point, if you rounded it and made a blunt tipped edge like this, you're not going to have near as many pinholes. Okay, so Polymaker one. Next, Bambu logo, another very easy one. I wanted to do a circle, rectangle, and then the organic one like the Coca-Cola one. So this one, there's many ways you can do this. Just depends on the level of creativity you want to go with or how lazy you are. There's many different ways you can do it. So easiest way to do it would be click one edge, offset, and then minus 2.5, enter. And then we'll go up here on this other opposite corner, and then we'll go offset. Well, see, if I do this, it's going to do all the way around. But if I don't want it to follow all the way around, I can click the edge first and then click offset, and it'll just select that. And then you can click the next edge, minus 2.5. There. So now we have the basis of our rectangle. This is going to be the lazy way to do it. So now then you can click L for line. Just come straight across, and you see how it snaps to the same angle as the line you're pulling from. And if you want to get to this spot this line right here, you want to stop it, just touch this line and then come all the way up. See, it's snapping to your line behind you, and then it snaps right there to the line below. And then you can just run another line straight down here. Now you can do the same thing with this corner. See, it snaps to the 180 degrees, touch this line, drag it over, snaps, bring it over here, snaps. And now you have an enclosed rectangle. So that's one way to do it. I'll delete that. Another way to do it would be just like I did the other ones, hit O for offset, minus 2.5, and then you go all the way around it again. And then also, just like the circle we did over there, you can also do the same thing with a rectangle. So we'll go create rectangle, 2-point rectangle. So you can click, do it how you want. Then you can just drag in the edges as close as you want. This isn't going to be a perfect precise, but if you just want to wing it somehow, this is a way that you can do it. Or if you want to grab the corner, you can do it like that. That's I would say a lazier way, but quicker way to do it. Also, you have center rectangle. So you can go create rectangle, center rectangle. This is just like the center circle. You pull it out to where you want. Click. Unless you know where the center of something is, I wouldn't recommend using a center circle. So I'm going to undo this. I'll show you how to find a good way to find the center. You can drag along a line and you see where this, see where it changes right here. I'll hit escape real quick. So if you want to draw a line, well, it's not finding the line because it's not this is actually a SVG. It's not a line that I drew. So that's not going to give me, it looks like a perfectly straight line, but it's actually bent a little bit. So if I draw a line, a good way to find the middle of a line is you can just drag and it'll have a triangle. Bam, it'll snap right there to the center. And then you can draw off of that. And you know that this is perfect in the middle of that line. So where I was going with that is for the center, if you know where the center of a rectangle is, you can do center, see center rectangle, drag down to the triangle, drag to the triangle, and then you can just come up and it'll snap. See, and now you have the center right there. So unless you know where the center is, I wouldn't use a center rectangle. Okay, so that's how you can connect the Bambu logo together. Very easy rectangle logo. I'll go finish sketch on this one. And then last but not least, I'll show you the Coca-Cola. This one is how you're going to do custom names, fonts. This is what I get requested a lot, is how do I make a name lightbox? And this one is not near as easy because it's a lot more cleanup. Just like we did on the E3D one, but this is going to be a lot more intense. And it's going to look insane on the sketch. So you're just going to have to... you're going to have to know what you're looking for. Do I define construction lines in my drawings? Not often, but whenever I need a mirror line or something that I don't need to get in the way, I will use construction lines, but most of the time I'll draw a line. I use the line for my mirror and then I'll delete it. That's just my work practices. It's not how I would recommend everything, but I don't use construction lines that often. So this one, if I was going to do something like architectural or something that like a useful part, then I would use construction lines and leave them there. But for a light box or something, some model like this, I don't use them that often. Let's see. So on this one, we're going to do the offset again. So we're going to do O for offset. Click the line. We're going to go minus, let's say 7.5, see where we're at. That's pretty good. I mean, you don't have to go negative 7.5. You can do whatever you want. If you want to go minus 2.5, because that's how thick you want the wall, you can do that as well. You just got to make up your mind on how big of a buffer, a border do you want on your logo. I'm going to do 7.5 just for the sake of making this a little bit easier. So we'll go with negative 7.5. And you see how this is one long line? This is another thing that you're going to have to look out for. If you have a very weak PC, this isn't going to go real fast. Because if you take a crazy logo with a lot of lines, your computer's going to struggle. So we're going to go O for offset. And I'm going to click this. And then we're going to go minus 7.5. We're going to offset this part, minus 7.5. And this is, you can already see where the lines are getting kind of chaotic. This is where you're gonna have to know your logo. Because you're gonna have to know what lines not to delete. Minus 7.5. And you're gonna have to know what lines to delete, like this triangle that just showed up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this so that I don't forget about it in the future. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. So O for offset, click on this one. See how it's starting to take a little bit to process it. Minus 7.5, enter. See, it's starting to get a little harder on the CPU. O for offset, minus 7.5. Lovely. Okay, now obviously you don't want to work with this. This is not what you want from a light box. So now we got to, just like on the E3D logo, we have to come back and clean all this up. So we're going to hit the T for trim and come back through and trim off all these intersections. Trim that. And you're going to start to see all these dimensions pop up. The more stuff that you start modifying, all these dimensions are going to start popping up. So we're going to go ahead and uncheck the dimensions so that I can see what I'm looking at. If you're ever confused what part of a logo you're on, you can just hit escape and then you can click and kind of see where it goes, where the flow of the logo is. I'm going to uncheck the dimensions again. Let's see. So I know I need to come all the way down here. This is the next intersection. I'm going to click T for trim. Just follow the logo along, zoom out or in whenever you need to. Trim. That goes loop, loop, loop all the way over here. Trim, trim. Follow it around. Trim, trim. Follow this around. Trim. Okay, just keep following the logo around, trimming off all the intersections. And it looks like we've already made it all the way back around here. So now we can hit escape, start double clicking the lines. We don't need this one, delete it. Don't need this line, delete it. Don't need this. Let's see, we can just follow the logo around this line. Don't need that. Delete, delete. I'm just double clicking all these lines that I know I don't need. Delete, double click, delete. Now then, now you see we have a much cleaner image after trimming off all that. Because you want to trim all that because you want to work on a clean sketch. You don't want to fight all of those intersections trying to figure out which pieces to extrude. Yeah, wanted the light box and now you need a new PC. That SVGs are brutal in Fusion 360. Because if you get one with too many lines, it's not going to be a good time. So now we have our outer box. Okay, so here's another one we don't need right here. That's not in the logo. So here is where you can kind of take it upon yourself to get your little creative freedom, I'll say. Because you don't want your light box to have this weird triangle right here. You don't want this, you don't want your light box to just have this crazy looking spot right here. So I'll come in here and we'll do a 3-point arc. 3-point arc, and then we'll kind of get where we think it, just to make it look a little flowy. I'll click right here and here. Get it to about where I think it looks good. And then hit escape. And then we're going to trim these intersections just like we did the offset. So I'll hit T for trim. Trim off those two edges. Hit escape. Double click that extra. And now we have a good solid all the way around light box that you can work with. And then once you have that, you're basically set. Now you can do your offset from here. O for offset, we'll go 2.5. And then you see this is the intersections where we just made the arc. And Fusion is not having fun with it, so you can either redraw it or just hit enter, and then you can click right here, offset 2.5, and then you can fix these. I'll just do L for line since it's such tiny. But right here, you see they're crossing. We'll fix that with a circle. This is how I fix my broken lines. I'll just draw a circle in the middle, and then we'll hit T for trim, trim off the left side, trim off the right side, and then delete everything in the middle. And then we're going to draw a 3-point arc. End, right in the middle, delete the circle. And now we have the perimeter, the light box all the way around. This will be your the box for your light box. So we can just extrude that. Minus 38. And now you can see the there's your box for your Coca-Cola light box. Okay, so that's how we connect multiple part logos from easy circle ones such as the Polymaker logo, fairly easy E3D logo. Yeah, I mean you could do the rectangle with the E3D logo if you wanted to be lazy about it, but then you're not going to look organic and it's not going to look as flowy, as nice and clean. But that's how I make the multi-part logos and can combine them together. And that's about it. That's pretty simple and straightforward. Once you learn the offset and trimming the edges, you're good to go. And that's about all you need to know in order to connect multi-part logos for light boxes or any model in general, because I do the same method with other types of models as well. It's just a good easy tool to learn. You can use it for a lot of stuff. I think that'll do it for today's. And trying to think of what else I may be missing. Any questions in here? Your logo feels like a Coca-Cola. Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to do the Coca-Cola method on that. But if you do that method on here, you can see how quickly you'll wind up with a good clean border all the way around your logo. I think that'll be it for today. I will meet y'all in the application hangout, but before that, anybody watching this on YouTube, I do these live on the Polymaker Discord. So if you want to join, just join the Polymaker Discord. Should be easy to find. I mean, you could probably just Google search Polymaker Discord and it'll be there. It's a public Discord, and we do these. We do a lot of different applications, from drones, light boxes, building your own custom computer, etc. So if you're watching this on YouTube, find us on the Polymaker Discord, and thanks for watching. I'll meet y'all in the application hangout to answer any further questions, and we'll see you there. So brief interruption. If you could go to Shurdle.com/links and purchase any of your items such as Bambu Lab printers, filament, LED string lights you might use for the light boxes, Polymaker Filament, my affiliate link here, Vectorizer AI. It is no longer free. You can use this to use my affiliate link. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.